I'm going to continue to add components to my table that I've created. Let me go back to shaded view. Alright, so I need to add more components to this table so I can, finish it. So I'm going to add some more legs. So what I need to do is select the component and then edit in place. Okay, so now I can go back in there and edit or add some more components. Let's go to the plan view. And I'm going to go to the Create tab. And this time I'm going to use the Blend tool. The Blend tool, the way it works is we got two shapes that we can work with. We got a bottom shape and a top shape. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a one of these polygons over here. So I'm going to say I want a shape that looks something like this. Actually, I'm going to start that shape. And then let's see, let me see what I'm trying to show you. That's the bottom shape for my leg at the bottom at the floor level. And then I need to give it a height for this extrusion as well. So I want the top of that leg to go to the underside of the table. And that was 2'10". Apply. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my floor plan level. So that was my bottom shape. Then I want to create a shape for my top. So if I click on that one, I'm now in my top level. And let's say I'm going to create a round shape. So I'm just going to eyeball a shape that does that. Okay, I've got a different circle shape. And if I go to my 3D view and I hit OK, notice what it does. From the bottom shape that we define as a polygon, let me change this to this view. I define a bottom shape for the polygon as a polygon, and then the top shape as a circle. So it blends those two shapes into one component. So let's look at it again. We're going to create a different shape on this other side. So I'm going to click on my component, edit in place. I'm going to go to my view over here, and I'm going to create a different shape over here using the Blend tool. I'm going to go back to Create and then Blend. Okay, so notice that it says here Edit Top. That means that we are in the bottom level right now. If I click on it, it looks like I need to do my bottom shape first before I do the top shape. So let's do a circle now. Let's do a circle on this shape, something like that. So I've created the shape for my bottom level, and now I want to go to my top level. So I click on that one and I choose a different shape. Let's say I want a polygon on the top now, so I'm going to do that shape. And again, I had defined it to go from 0 to 2'10", and then hit check, and let's look at it in 3D. And now I created this leg with that other shape. So I went from a circle right there to a polygon on the top. And the same thing as before. If you don't like that shape, you can always edit it. So if you go back to your plan view and you select that shape, and then you get this option, edit the top shape or the bottom shape. I want to edit the base or the bottom shape. So let's say I wanted a bigger diameter, and then I want to edit the top shape to I don't know, something different, something like that. And then hit OK. It extrudes that component for me to the shape that I identified. So that's the Blend tool. Now we're going to look at a different tool called Sweep. The Sweep, when you click on the tool, it's a 2 to 3 step process. what we're going to do with the sweep is we're going to create a path. So we're going to pick a path, and when you click on that, I'm going to create a sweep around my tabletop at the edge of the table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify the path of my sweep. So let's say I'm going to click on that shape, this one, that one, and this edge. So I've got a closed loop path. Once I have my closed loop, I'm going to say OK. And then I got two options here. I can either select a profile for the sweep that I want, or I can sketch a profile. Let me see what's available in here. So let's say I wanted to pick this predefined profile, an elliptical handrail. I don't know, let's see what happens. This shape is placed on my path. If I hit OK, it creates a sweep going all the way around that table in the shape of that profile that I selected. So let's look at it. I'm going to say OK. And what happened is I created a sweep around the table, a new component shape of the profile that got selected. Let me go back in here and change that profile. So I select my whole component, edit in place, select the component that I want to edit. So I get this option to edit the sweep, and I select on the profile shape, and let's say I can select something different. Let me try, I don't know, let's try this one, flat 1x4. Okay, notice that the shape changed, and if I hit OK, then I'm going to have an edge that goes all the way around with that profile shape. Okay, it looks like it's overlapping my tabletop, so I can fix it. Let me go back in there, select the profile sweep, and notice that the reason it was overlapping is because this profile was inside of my tabletop. If I select that profile, I got on my options toolbar some options here to either flip. Notice that it flipped it to the other side, or I can change the angle. Let's say 45 degrees. Notice how that shape changed, and if I flip it to this side, it flips about that angle. If I change this to 135 degrees, well, let's try 270. Okay, we can try different angles. I'm going to go back to 0 and flip it in this direction, so that when I hit OK, now I have my sweep going on the outside of my table edge, and that's what I wanted there. See that? Okay, so that's using a sweep with a predefined profile that's in here. But what about if you want a profile or a custom shape that is not listed on here? Well, you can create your own custom shape. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to first of all get rid of this shape that I created and do the sweep again using a custom shape. So I'm going to go to my Create Tool tab and then click on Sweep. I'm going to pick my path, same path going all the way around the top. And then once I have a closed loop, I hit OK. Go to this side, and instead of picking a profile from here, I'm going to edit a profile. So when I click on Edit Profile, I'm in sketch mode. And notice that I get this working plane. That's the working plane that I'm going to create my profile in. If you don't see this little blue cube, it's this option right here. You can turn this on or off so you can see what the working plane is. Okay, here I'm going to create a custom shape. So it's going to be along the edge of my tabletop. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here, and then I don't know, somewhere about right there. And I'm going to go out this way with lines, and then I'm going to use some curves. Okay, let's say I want to shape a sweep around my tabletop that looks like that. Once I have a closed loop profile, I hit OK. One more time, and it creates my sweep around my table along the path that we identified in the shape that we created. Once that shape is created, you can always attach material to that one, but just by selecting the component, coming over here, and let's say I want the same wood that I used for the table. I think that was door panel. Double click on it, it's shown there. I hit OK, and now I have my tabletop with a custom edge. Now, another thing I wanted to show you, remember how we can edit the shape after the component is created? Well, I'm going to go back in here, edit my tabletop, and I'm going to edit the extrusion. See, here's my sketch mode of the tabletop. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just change the shape. And I hit OK. Notice that the sweep goes with it. So even after the sweep is created, and you go back and change the original shape that the sweep is attached to, the sweep will automatically update to whatever shape you created afterwards. So that's kind of cool.